Sometimes love leads you to a place where you never thought you'd be. I am a girl gone glad.
Hi everybody, my name is Sharon Leave-Alone, author of Girl Gone Glad, Revelations of a Midlife Single, and founder of NASAG, the Narcissistic Abuse Survivor and Awareness Group. Welcome to NARC 101, where we discuss the basics of narcissism and toxic relationships. The faces of narcissistic abuse are young and old, male and female. They're in the grocery store, at the bank, standing in line at the post office, and in the crowd at the sporting event you went to last year. It may have been the person you talked to in the waiting room at the dentist's office. You know, the one you had a conversation with about how terrible the traffic was that day. Or maybe it was the dentist himself or herself. It may be someone you've known for years, your friend, your neighbor, or your coworker, and maybe, just maybe, one of the faces of narcissistic abuse is you. Maybe you've wondered why a particular person in your life treats you kind one minute and terrible the next. Maybe you've wondered why that person repeatedly lies to you or ignores you for no reason at all. Maybe you've questioned how someone who claims to love you could insult you, call you names, exploit you, or betray you. And maybe you've wondered how, even after repeatedly telling them how much something they've done has hurt you, they turn around and they do it again. Narcissistic abuse is not easily discussed, and it's certainly not easily understood. It's insidious, and the abuser can hide well behind a meek and mild or a very charming persona. Those who have never been affected can't possibly understand how detrimental the effects can be. Make no mistake about it, narcissism does not discriminate. It exists in every class and every race. It dwells in every neighborhood, in the city and in the suburbs, in apartment buildings, mobile home communities, and in that big, beautiful house down the street. You know, the one that you might drive by and think, wow, what a beautiful home, how lucky they are. Too often, victims of narcissistic abuse have been so well groomed that they don't even realize they're being abused until the symptoms, both mental and physical, become so unbearable that they begin Googling in an attempt to find something, anything, that will make sense of the pain and misery they're feeling. It's usually not too long before they stumble upon a word they've heard before but never paid much attention to: narcissism. And that's when the alarm sounds. It all makes sense. And for the first time ever, they have an explanation for all of the crazy behavior they've endured. But finding that explanation does not mean that they've found the answer. You see, identifying someone in your life as a narcissist, and that could be a parent, spouse, boyfriend, girlfriend, sibling, friend, coworker, or boss, does not mean that the abuse suddenly goes away. You can't just say, hey, you're a narcissist, and you and the narcissist skip off to therapy where they suddenly acknowledge everything they've done and all is well. Not quite. Even if the narcissist does admit to some wrongdoing, it's self-serving to get what they want, which is you back on the merry-go-round, back in the cycle of abuse where you're thinking, maybe they get it now. Maybe now things will be different. You see, a narcissist keeps their victims hooked on hope by using intermittent reinforcements. They can be fun, kind, and loving one minute and downright evil the next. And if you call them out on it, watch out. Narcissists do not like to be confronted or questioned on their bad behavior, and they'll punish you for daring to do so. Whether it's threats, the silent treatment, or a rage-filled outburst, they will prove that they are right. They can argue their point until you're so exhausted that you give up or give in just to make peace. And that's exactly what they thrive on, winning at all costs. Narcissists love drama, good or bad, and could care less about hurting you because they have little to no empathy. So if there's ever a time when you really need them, don't count on them being there unless helping you is something that they can use to their advantage. But be prepared, because you'll be hearing about that wonderful deed that they did for you for the rest of your life. Narcissism is very complex, and narcissistic personality disorder can be only diagnosed by a licensed professional, but the wide range of narcissistic traits can be identified by any of us, and they exist on a very broad spectrum. I've only touched the tip of the iceberg. So if you or anyone you know can relate or is in any type of relationship that consists of repeated breakups and makeups, maybe this will be that light bulb that goes on that can lead to a better understanding of why. Information on narcissism is vast, and once you begin, there's no turning back. Because as the saying goes, once you know something, you can't unknow it. The journey to healing from narcissistic abuse is far and wide, but can lead to a place that is so well worth it. This is the face of a narcissistic abuse survivor, and I am spreading the word.